All right, I am live. Happy Friday, everyone. Good afternoon. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. If you are catching the replay, type in replay in the chats, type in replay in the chat. Also, as you guys are coming into the virtual room, I want you to drop your city and state in the chat. Let me know where you are logging in from. Your girl Janice is logging in from Queens, New York, born and raised. And I'm super excited for our live today. It's going to be a quick one once again. Before I get into all of that, guys, I just want to let you guys know with tears in my eyes that today is actually the last day for you to get your tickets for the Beauty Supply Bootcamp weekend. Okay, so if you are new here and you haven't heard about it or you are living under a rock, y'all, the Beauty Supply Bootcamp weekend is happening next month. Literally a month from now, we are going to be meeting in Atlanta, Georgia. We are going to be coming from all over America to meet in the wonderful city of Atlanta, Georgia, to talk about all things beauty supply. My team and I are going to be spending 3 days, 3 whole days with you guys to give you the blueprint on how to create and scale a successful beauty supply business. Why? Because historically, Black men and women have been kicked out of this industry, and it's now time for us to reclaim what is ours. So I am very excited for this weekend, and I'm also very excited to bring up a special guest that is going to be talking next month as a guest speaker of mine. Her name is Tiffany Mayfield. I'm going to bring her to the stage real quick so that she can share with you guys why you need to be in Atlanta to hear what she has to say. Hey, Tiffany, thank you so much for coming on.
Hey, thank you so much for having me. Again, I am Tiffany Mayfield. I am excited to be here. I'll give you a little bit about my background. I am an award-winning tax franchise owner here in Houston, Texas. I am an Amazon three-time bestseller. I am the owner of Start Her Capital. With Start Her Capital, we help minority-owned businesses get ready for grants by helping you make sure you're set up correctly. We apply for the grants for you, and we get you to all types of funding, not just grants, but we help you with government grants, private grants. We help you with funding, getting to the right banks, because as you know, banks are not really open to us. So we're out here helping your business win big, and there's more money, there's more funding, more grants, more opportunities for African Americans, minorities than there are people in the United States. There's
Hmm.
funding set aside for African Americans, women, every month, and we're leaving that money on the table.
Yes, that is so good. That is so good. So, real quick, Tiffany, um, talk to us a little bit about one of the biggest myths or obstacles that people think when it comes to funding or grants or anything like that. What are some of the biggest myths that people have in their mind when it comes to like grants or funding like that?
They think they don't qualify, so they
Mm,
don't apply.
so they don't apply.
That's
Mm.
it. That's number one. They count themselves out.
Oh wow.
They count themselves out. Had I known that there's funding for businesses, I wouldn't have spent the money out of my pocket. Let's use other people's money to build our businesses. There are grants from $500 to
Mhm.
$5 million.
Wow.
Actually, in grants, there's pitch contests, a
Hmm.
3 question application to 191 questions on an application. We count ourselves out because we are automatically say, I can't get it. I don't have an LLC. A lot of business grants don't even care if you don't have an LLC. I'd
Wow.
say 90% of them don't care if you have an LLC or DBA. A lot of times they fund startups. They fund an idea, a vision that you have.
Wow. So
So
this is even before you even set up the business entity, y'all, that she is saying there is funding available for an idea. An idea. Wow.
exactly. And we just count ourselves out. We've got to change our mindsets.
That's a
We'll
mind.
do
I
it
just
for
gotta say I feel like that's a mindset thing.
it is.
Automatically count yourself out.
Automatic. That's the number one myth. And the number two myth is If you pay someone to help you with your grant, you're automatically going to get it. Grants are a competition. They have never
Mm-hmm.
ever been automatic except for during the pandemic, and you did have to qualify.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I decided to go into this realm of business because I saw that we were losing. We didn't have our business bank accounts. We did not have our businesses set up, or we'd been in
Properly. Mhm.
business so long, especially hair care providers.
Yep.
We've been in business 25 years. DBA's been expired.
Mm-hmm.
LLC is forfeited.
Wow.
No business bank account. We were being left behind. Even our lawn care workers, our barbers, our hairstylists, our estheticians, people were not keeping their information up because the mindset of there's a difference between being an entrepreneur and somebody that works for themselves.
Right.
An entrepreneur builds wealth. Somebody that works for
Mm, that's
themselves
good.
get paid weekly, or they live paycheck to paycheck.
Paycheck to paycheck. Yep.
It's just like they're back on a job that's not paying enough. So they live paycheck to paycheck, but an entrepreneur is constantly growing and building their business. So when we get to that place where, oh, I just work for myself, because I saw that a lot. And I was like, we're losing out when I saw that there was so much money available. And I've probably spent out cash money 50 plus thousand trying to learn the grant business.
Wow. That's
And
an
what
investment in yourself, y'all. Yep.
exactly. And what I've learned is the money is there for us. We just don't know it. We
Yep.
just don't share the information.
Yep.
We
So what
don't
do
share
you
it.
have to do you believe right now in terms of their mindset? What do you believe is going to be the turning point for people who feel like, oh, I'm not going to qualify. I'm not going to waste my time because I'm not going to qualify. They're not going to pick me, even if I do pitch, even if I do, I'm not going to get it because I do hear a lot of that.
I'm telling you this, if you're not looking at the economy and you're not watching what's going on,
Mm,
and if you're not building some type of money that's going to help you get to the next place, the layoffs are big right now. You see the layoffs in tech. You see the big companies laying off. You see the companies not paying, giving raises. You see the problem. When there's money set aside for your business, you're going to end up going back to the office.
yep.
You're going, if you don't change your mind, things are changing. You can't lease a house in Houston, Texas for less than $2,000.
And that's Texas, y'all. I'm in New York.
Right. And gas is back up. If you're not preparing, if you're not looking out, whatever's up the road, people are going to start losing. They're already telling us we're in a recession, but the government won't call it.
Right.
So we need to start looking at what's going on, where we are, where we're going. We don't want our children
Educating
to go to
people.
college and have all these funds. I have my business coach now paid for her children's college out of her pocket because she didn't want them to go and get $100,000 worth of loans just to survive.
Right.
So we've got to change our mindsets on what wealth is. And we just, the click words that we hear, the bait words, generational wealth. You have to identify generational wealth for yourself and your family
Yeah.
and understand what it is. What does that mean?
What does that mean? That's so
What
good.
does it mean? Do I open a business and shut it down? I come from a line of entrepreneurs. Both my grandfathers were business owners, they had their own businesses.
Mm,
My grandfather had the first grocery store in a small little area here in Houston. He was the first Black police officer, and he earned in the 50s and 60s $1 a week for protecting his neighborhood. And And when you look at what he came from and where he went with that, he owned so much property when he passed, it was just mind boggling because he was building generational wealth in one generation. His generation, he built 3 generations of wealth. We don't think like that. So you have to identify wealth for yourself. What does it look like? Because if you buy land, one thing I can tell you, land isn't growing anymore on the map. You don't see any land just popping up, growing. And we're so apt to sell everything to get the cash and be broke in a year.
Right.
So it's time to think about what happens. And because I'm in the tax business, the mistakes we're making because we don't understand money and we don't understand how to take care of ourselves is detrimental. And it's
Yep.
time to make a change. It's time to learn where can we get what's already ours, what's already there when the government has set aside billions of dollars for your business. What are you going to do about getting there? How are you going to get there? Who are you getting the information from? Who are you connected to? Where is your community of women owned businesses, of male owned businesses that are helping each other stand on their feet when rent is ridiculous no matter where you go?
About
Who's
it.
helping you stay in business, stay keeping your doors open? If you're not in the right community, you're losing right now. So we've got to change our minds about who we deal with. And that's been said for years and years. But right now, if you're not in the room with the right people, you're in the wrong room.
You are in the wrong room. And we're gonna wrap it on that one. So guys, I want you guys to get into the right room next month. We are going to be in Atlanta, Georgia next month talking about this with Tiffany. She dropped so many gems already with us this afternoon, and we're so appreciative of that. But guys, today is the last day to get your tickets. She just said there's billions of funding that is out there for minority and women-owned businesses, right? We just need to figure out how to get that money so that we can open our beauty supply stores and not have to spend our 401k and our life savings to open this store. I don't want y'all to do what I did because I didn't know any better. But now y'all have people who is willing to teach you this information, and Tiffany is going to be coming out next month to Atlanta to teach it. So, guys, beautysupplybootcampweekend.com, beautysupplybootcampweekend.com for your tickets. Okay, so Tiffany, any last words for our viewers as we wrap up tonight, today's live? Any last words?
Anybody in the beauty business, hair business that's making their own products, that's selling products, there's money everywhere. You just don't know where to look. I promise you, it's everywhere. And it's free information, it's wide open. uh Gabrielle Union just had a $75,000 Fearless Fund grant for beauty supply owners, for anybody in the beauty business.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And she's promoting her skincare line. So if that's you, don't miss out because the money's there. It's all over.
It is all over. It is all over, y'all. All right, so we are going to wrap it up here. Thank you again so much, Tiffany, for coming on and speaking with our audience today. Guys, we will see you in Atlanta next month. Go to beautysupplybootcampweekend.com. Bye. Thank you, Tiffany.
Bye. Thank you.